Okay, great to have one of our new signings. We had a few over the summer, but another one in on loan for the season ahead. Tyler Toland, Irish player, on loan from Manchester City. Tyler, great that you've joined Glasgow City for the season ahead. How have you found your first 2 or 3 days in Glasgow?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed. My first session was last night, and I trained the game with the squad this morning. It's a very professional environment. The girls were really welcoming. Thought the standard was really good, or the training was very good standard, high tempo, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the season ahead.
Yeah, and you touched on your first training session as we speak. It was yesterday. And you
Uh huh.
see very high tempo. A lot of big characters in there. A lot of players that have had lots of caps for Scotland and further afield as well. A lot of international players in their squad these days. It must be great buzz working off some of those experienced players.
Yeah, definitely. The benefits of training with top class players, like the players in Glasgow, are huge. They bring just a good standard and tempo to training every day, which automatically improves you as an individual. And they set a standard, and you have to meet the standard every day.
Absolutely, and let's say just literally came in the door about a couple of weeks before the start of the new Scottish season.
Uh-huh.
How did the approach come around joining Glasgow City on loan?
Um, Scott got in touch with the assistant manager at Man City, Al Mahan, and I was just coming back from an injury at a time. I've recently tore ligaments in my ankle, so it was kind of perfect timing, really. I'm ready to go again, start playing games. So yeah, Scott got in touch with Man City, and as soon as I heard about it, I was really up for it, really excited and really interested and joining. And of course, I'm here now and really excited to get going. As I say, I've only been here 2 days, and I find it really professional. Training's been really good. The standard, the tempo, and of course they've got the Champions League quarter final last year. They've been a very successful team over the years, so I'm hoping I can help the team as much as I can this year to hopefully win more trophies and continue on being successful.
And I mean, just in the door, but you've probably seen the kind of protocols that are in place at the moment due to the situation. How has this year in general been for you? I know you said you've been out, you had a bit of an injury, but just the whole year must have just been so surreal. I guess even when you're at Man City at the end of the last campaign, which was curtailed the amount of changes that were happening in front of your eyes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's been a really strange year for everyone, really. So when lockdown started, I think it was February, we were training one day and we just got told that the club was going to be shut down and locked down for 10 days, and there was nothing we could do. But 3 months later, we were back. But obviously, of course, like Glasgow and any other team, your sports scientist and strength and conditioning coach had sent on gym programs, football programs, running programs, just to keep on top of the fitness. As I say, everybody thought it was going to be 10 days, 2 weeks, and it ended up being 3 months. And of course, we missed half of our season, but thankfully, we're back playing now, and hopefully, the season keeps going or goes ahead, and COVID doesn't interfere anymore.
Injuries aside, the fact that most of the squad, that even the squad you've came into, they've hardly played much in the last 6 months. How challenging is that? I mean, maybe one or two have enjoyed some aspects of a bit of a hefty break, particularly internationalists. But how big a challenge is it going to be to hardly playing for 6 months to go in full pelt into a domestic campaign?
I think everyone's the same. Every club's the same. Nobody continued playing during it, so we're all on an even ground. Yeah, everyone's on an even ground. Of course, there's some players have played internationally and whatnot, but everybody's had the same opportunity over lockdown to do their own training, and the same time when we came back from lockdown, they do a mini pre-season as you have it. And I think yeah, overall every team faced the same difficulties, so there's nobody has any advantages as such going into the new season. So just going to be down to who worked the hardest over lockdown and who's most well prepared.
Yeah, we'll talk about the season ahead shortly. Um, you talked a little bit about your teammates that you're coming into and in the early days. I think one particular teammate I know will probably be one that you might know from Ireland, Claire Shine. We've always had a history at Glasgow City of quality Irish players like Zadisa Sullivan, Rusha Littlejohn, to name a couple. How good it to have like a fellow kind of Irish teammate in there with you?
Yeah, of course, coming into a new side is always daunting, coming into a group of players that you've never met. So to have someone like Claire there, it makes you feel comfortable, and she can kind of show you the ropes and show you around and introduce you to people. But yeah, it helps massively to know someone in the club when you're joining. That's any club. When Scott got in touch with the club, I was really, really interested myself. But then I obviously contacted Claire and asked her thoughts of, do you think would I suit the club? How would I get on? And yeah, from what Claire said about the club, it was all positive, and I knew from what she was saying that I was really interested in joining the environment that Glasgow has.
What is your objective for the campaign? What would be the real goal that you want to achieve this 12 months or slightly less ahead?
As I said before, Glasgow has been a really successful team over the years. So my goal and objective really is to do everything I can, work as hard as I can to help the team continue to be successful and hopefully win more trophies this season, really.
Yeah, and we do have the SWPL campaign starting shortly. But you touched on as well the fact that Glasgow City reached the quarter-final of the Champions League, and that was last month, or just over a month ago now. Quite quickly, the new Champions League campaign starts. A slightly different format, but the qualifiers begin soon in November. Great to be coming into a club against that you will be part of the next Champions League journey, and hopefully it's a long one.
Of course, when the opportunity did arise coming to Glasgow, it was one thing that did pop into my head straight away, that I have Champions League football. They've reached the quarterfinals last year, very successful side. So, yeah, as I said, I'm very excited and looking forward to the season ahead, both for the League, Cup, Champions League, and see how successful we can be.
Can be an interesting title race. From afar before the campaign ahead, what's been your thoughts of the SWPL in recent years, perhaps maybe watching on from a distance?
Yeah, it's a very competitive league. You have top class teams in the league, and especially this season, I think the competition's going to be really high. You have the likes of Rangers, Celtic that have recruited really heavily. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really competitive league, and it should be enjoyable for viewers to watch.
Yeah, and that was kind of following on from that. The fact is that on paper it looks like it could be 4 teams up there rather than the last few years. It's been a really interesting top 2 in City and Hibs, but the fact there's going to be 4 teams, there'll be some big games almost every other week. On paper that just must be really exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. The more competitive the league, the more interesting it is for fans, and the more it wants players to work hard to be in the top 2, win the league, win the cups. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting season for us all.
And it all starts Celtic at home, although a different home to one that we played, though it's all new to you anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Celtic at home to start the season, it's a big old game to start with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker of a game, a massive rivalry between Celtic and Glasgow, of course. But yeah, to have your first game at home and to be playing one of the top sides in the league, I think it's an ideal chance to get the season going on a positive note, and hopefully we can do that next week by getting the 3 points.
Absolutely. And just finally, we might not see supporters for a little while at the ground. Have you got a little message to the Glasgow City supporters that will be cheering you and the team on BBC Alba when it's on TV next Sunday?
I'm really excited to be here, and I will do everything in my power this season to help the team as much as I can to continue to be successful and win as many trophies as we can. And it all starts next week, so we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Go, I guess, 14 in a row in the League Cup as well at the end of the campaign. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Look forward to you being on the pitch, and fingers crossed for you and the club. It's another successful season. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.